this out.
Let's get cracking!
Welcome back, everybody, here to your coverage of the D2CL Grand Final Game number 4 of Team Empire going up against Fnatic, where Empire have managed to get themselves a 1-game lead going here into game number 4 and 1 victory away from taking away the lion's share of the prize pool. Let's get ourselves into it because the draft is already underway. Fnatic going up against Team Empire. I am joined tonight by Dota Cinema's Cinderin. Welcome back for our next game.
Thank you very much. Yeah, this is it's going to be an important match for both teams. Obviously, Empire with just one more win will be taking the series, and Fnatic, they looked strong in Game 2, didn't look so strong in Games 1 and 3. The games in general tonight have been very one-sided, as I mentioned, towards the end of the previous one. So we'll see if we can get ourselves a close match. It's still looking very similar as far as the draft goes. Empire are now sticking with their Tinker ban. They're giving away IO again. And I think Fnatic will still be grabbing it, and they'll be like, okay, we'll still take it, but this time you guys won't get Brewmaster as the trade-off. Thus, they managed to ban that out this time, or managed. It wasn't that hard. He clicked the button, but they decided.
I'm not sure if they're going to go for it this time around, man, because there's, like, we haven't seen the Meepo from Fnatic yet, and I'm fairly confident that's what they'll be looking at, but they'll probably be flagging in this first pickup Enigma very, very highly. Like, because Empire's been taking it, and if you give them, like, they'll go through with the next stage, you just get an Enigma, we'll get, like, a decent laner, like, a decent farmer inside the lane. Sure, the Brewmaster's out this time around. Okay, I'm...
Gotcha! They're going to take Enigma, though, you're right.
Yeah, it's 100% going to be Enigma.
Enigma tied.
I'm worried Fnatic are, like, bottlenecking themselves up a little bit too much with the Wisp pickup, and they're kind of going to go for something else. Like, it's... Because Team Empire, it just seems like they're getting so much more out of their lineup. I don't know, but at the same time, like, the Tiny Wisp would have been so much more effective in the last game if they had a little bit more range control, as opposed to all having to be up in their face. Everyone's melee, everyone's looking for burst damage.
The lane also just went wrong. They really didn't get enough out of that mid lane in the previous game, so maybe they can just play it better this time around and maybe not give away the TA in such a good game. There's the Enigma. I'm still thinking Tide is the second one for Empire. Either that or Disruptor. Maybe Disruptor is the better choice, although Tide is also really great against Relocate.
I grab Tide for now, man, and if they're going to waste a ban on Disruptor, they just grab something else. And if they don't, and they feel like Disruptor's going to work for them, they still go for it. Because there's nothing which seems to be more powerful than an Enigma Tide combination. I haven't seen anything which really, it's two huge teamfight controllers. You can't pass that up.
Fnatic's turn.
I called the first 3 picks correctly. Tiny, come on, yeah. 4 out of 4, Toby. I'm one-upping you.
It's not a competition, Cinderin. It's not a competition.
Yes. And I won.
Radiant team back.
Well, I won in game 1 and game 2, so snap.
No, that was a draw.
And on the draft in game number 3.
Yeah, I think you've been calling the picks better than I have today, so it makes me happy to.
It helps. It helps like to have like a 30-minute conversation with Resolution about
if you're cheating, it doesn't count.
It's not cheating. It's not cheating. It's not cheating doing your homework by talking to the people. You gotta talk to the people to understand. That's the reason why, man. TI4 and TI2 and TI3. IceRock, he asked me, or Valve asked me at the end of every TI, would you like to give any feedback on the event? And every time it was like, have us there for the prelims. Have us there from the very start. Make it the whole shebang because it's so important to actually be able to communicate to the players, even to actually just look at their facial expressions to see how they're feeling at this moment.
I thought your feedback
was
so important. Ask IceRock to talk to Resolution.
My feedback wasn't that.
Radiant
Well,
team
he does
Yeah,
that anyway.
next
'cause
TI, just talk to Resolution first. You learn a lot.
I think Resolution's one of the player pool that iStrog has, like to give like a little like feedback on like change notes and crap.
I think so too. I'm pretty sure he gives some feedback, but
Yeah.
yeah, Disruptor isn't
iStrog
getting
never
banned.
asked me. I don't get enough
Seconds
respect. I get no respect on that front.
5 seconds
Well,
remaining.
wait, maybe with your pick calling skills, you can have an impact on how Captain's Mode works in the future. Who knows? Should we
Yes.
change Captain's Mode? Yeah.
No,
well,
I
rebalance the draft
like the
order.
change we got, man. Back
Yeah,
from
it
the
was
old
really good when we
days
got
where it was
that.
just like ban them all, pick them all. It's like, what the hell's going on here?
yeah, it's a lot better now.
Yeah.
I think the way drafting works right now is going to stay this way for a long time.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any reason to change it right now.
I don't think, there hasn't been anyone saying, man, it's just so important to get like first pick or second pick because
Fnatic
you get so much
turn
from
to
either
pick.
side. Like you saw Fnatic, when they get first pick, it's like, what do we get? We get Wisp. All right. Huh. Combination then comes in from Team Empire. Well, if it's on the other foot, like Fnatic used to be a team that would always say, give us second pick because they're looking to always, like if the Wisp got through the pool, they pick up their combo. Every single time. That was always the way they played. We saw it like when they were down in Korea. I think they had second pick almost every single game. And was just like, yep,
10 seconds
Where's Tiny?
remaining.
Bang, there it is. Because they know, like, if you
5
can get your
seconds
combo
remaining.
together, you'll pick it up straight away. If you can't, you just get like a decent hero that works for it all. Sorry.
Reserve time.
Still going to be hard for them to fight into this Empire lineup. They got their IO Tiny again, but team fight wise, you don't want to initiate into this team. So we might see Fnatic taking a little bit more of a split push approach. One thing that I personally think could be really cool here is if they decide to still get the Meepo and put someone else on the Tiny and try to split out the map with Meepo split pushing, with IO Tiny backdooring, etc. And
Well,
try to spread out
Honey can
Empires.
play.
You never get to do it.
Honey can play the Tiny.
Yeah, I was thinking that. but
Because Excalibur, like they only run the only thing which people have been doing lately is mid solo Meepo. Like, that's the only thing. But I think the major problem picking up a Meepo in this game is if they send Tidehunter up against him.
10
Actually, no,
seconds
even then, that
remaining.
combo still worked for Fnatic at DreamHack. They actually had that exact lane, Tide versus Meepo,
Radiant
and Meepo came
team
out on
pick.
top.
yeah, it's Meepo beats many heroes one-on-one since he started getting his ultimate at level 3. He can actually do a lot of things if he micros well and if he plays it correctly. If you think about it, one of Meepo's weaknesses in lane is that he doesn't have enough last hit
Fnatic's
damage, but the
turn
moment you're
to
level
pick.
3, you've got 2 heroes, so you deal like 100 damage when you swing. So you can outlast hit a hero like Tiny, actually, in the lane. Now, Empire's going to go back to their Clinks that they played very successfully in Game 1,
This,
but I'm wondering
this for
what they're
me
picking.
has like huge implications for Wisp more than any other hero, because he has to go Ghost Scepter Wisp. There's no other choice, and that's 1,800 gold, I think, still.
16.
16, it got changed, or was it always?
No, it's been like that for
In
an
that
eternity.
case, I've accidentally added on the
5
extra
seconds
curve onto the
remaining.
6.
The 1800 is Talisman of Evasion. That's the only item that costs 1800 in the game.
5 seconds
I don't know why I
remaining.
always thought 1,800. All right, but you get the Wisp pickup. He's going to need a Ghost
Radiant
Scepter, which is
team
going to
ban.
really nerf him up when he tries to work with Tiny. Like Enchantress has to then go earn. You're gonna have to get a mech over on the Wisp as well. Like there's just so much money he has to get before Clinks comes online and kills him off. And
This is a good good
10
fourth pick though
seconds
from
remaining.
Fnatic. This is a clear strategy right now. What they want to do, they want to beef
5
up
seconds
and they want to
remaining.
push towers, and they want heroes that can survive the combo. They don't want to be scared of
Reserve
committing to
time.
a team fight because if they get ravaged, they die. They're simply going to have both Tiny and Lone Druid get really farmed, and they will start pushing the towers and split pushing. This was the same idea I had with the Meepo, and Meepo is deceptively tanky when he reaches high levels, but Lone Druid can perform the same function. So it's a good idea from Fnatic here, but Lone Druid is just one of those heroes that if he doesn't have a good game, he has such a long recovery curve, so he cannot afford to get off to a bad start.
Man, I want to say something very quickly to the stream viewers before we get into our very last ban and pick. To everyone out there who is having great ideas for our double edge burger, please tweet it to Cinder and Dota or Toby1Dota, because I'd actually like to see your ideas. I put a little, and on my Facebook page I put it over there too. Some guy came up, a guy called Sean came up with a great idea, saying it must be served on a plate with huge explosions of sauce underneath it to make it an authentic double edge animation. Just want to say shout out to those guys. That's it. That's all I really had to give.
Fnatic's turn to ban.
I'm not letting this one drop in. I actually want to like go to Valve and say, here's my idea for a plate. Make it
Hey,
so.
Valve, here's my
Radiant
burger.
team pick.
Can you make us a burger? I like a burger. The best burger you've ever had. Yeah. puck pickup.
Puck ban up.
I'm not really so sure about this one, man. Because I'm sitting here going, well, it should be a Silent Clinks, but I've also seen Resolution played in the middle lane, and out of everything you have from the Fnatic lineup, Puck would be like one of the last
10
heroes I would expect him to try and
remaining.
run in the mid lane. Because it's so easy, like it's so difficult
5
to dodge
seconds
the avalanche
remaining.
with phase shift at the early set, because it's like two waves of the avalanche.
Reserve time.
And then you got Lone Druid. He gets an entangle on that Puck. It's gonna be you have a jump away, but you're still not gonna get too far. And Wisp going to keep up with you the entire time as well. I just don't see Puck having a real fun time in this game. I'm expecting something a little bit more tankier or more elusive.
I think Puck could actually have been okay. You're right, in the lane, it's going to be hard against IO Tiny, but most heroes are going to have a hard time. But
10
just for the
seconds
overall
remaining.
course of the game and the overall strategy here for Empire, I think Puck was actually the hero
5
they wanted.
seconds
And they're
remaining.
running out of time now. They have to choose. I think they'll get Storm. No, they're going to get Wind Ranger.
Fnatic's
I think this would have been a
turn
good
to
Storm
pick.
game as well. If you look over Fnatic's lineup, they really don't have any stuns. They have Avalanche only. He could have rolled in this game.
And that would have been this, like we saw in game number 1, the double Orchid combo for control.
Yeah.
I think
He
that,
would've
I think that
had
with
a
this
hard
game,
lane,
Team
though.
Empire are feeling like they need a little bit more range initiation control. Like Storm would have done it to a point, but with having last year when you got Tiny and Whisper so close together, Enchantress with a huge army of creeps, and then you
10
got Lone Druid who's
seconds
always
remaining.
like hugging a bear. Like together with all of this together, Wind Ranger
5
becomes a really
seconds
nice pickup for
remaining.
Shackles.
It's a multi-purpose pick. I think the main reason they did not choose the Storm was that they don't think they can lane him mid, and then they didn't want it. I think Clinks is also going to be too weak mid because he's pretty easy to bring down, but Wind Ranger, on the other hand, actually has a chance of escaping. If she gets toss avalanched and then Wind runs afterwards, she just gets out, unless if Enchantress is there with the perfect creep or something like that. So
Okay.
she does very well in this dual lane.
Chances for level 1 fight in Fnatic jungle.
Very small. Neither team, or actually Empire wants to fight, but they won't get it. Cogs will knock back 2 heroes, and they will place 1 ward. If I'm right on that, you owe me a beer, by the way. That's a pretty specific call.
That's fine, man. We're in Germany. Beers are cheap. Like, if we're like in
true.
Sweden, like you owe me a beer, I'm like, man, I gotta take out a loan for that.
Hey, dude, I gotta pay my bills.
I'm sorry, man. Like
seconds
I just moved into a new apartment. I don't have that much money to spend. Like I only just bought a washing machine that doesn't wake up my neighbors. It's important, man. All right, yeah. Because what I'm expecting from Empire
Prepare
is
for
basically a
battle.
walk up this little direction, up this little way, and then this camp cannot spawn, and this camp cannot spawn. They're the two they'll try and control here, and that's to stop the Enchantress from doing his thing. As
They're
well
not
as
smoking, though.
no, they're not. They're just walking. They're just walking.
That's really scary. If Fnatic is in position here with Clockwork, they could get an easy first blood.
Look at him.
You can just cog whoever comes up first.
They're coming to defend it too. Trixie's timing there's going to be a little bit too late. Unless Mag
No.
stops walking when as he moves up the
Oh.
hill. Trixie, okay, his timing was perfect. Cogs, actually, he trapped Mag in. This could be really problematic here. They can't move up because of the Cogs. Mag is already anchor smashed, but he's down here. They've got enough damage from the high ground, and now they move into Silent as well. There's no avalanche mana right now, but the range damage with the Impedance and Wisp attack, they get close up and Tiny. How the hell did he hit
30
that?
seconds to
Is he
battle.
like picking up rocks and skimming them across the water to actually take out the back ankle of Clinks? Either way, it's 2-0 to Fnatic. Good early fight.
That was naive from Empire. They should have expected that, to be honest, that Trixie would be in that position. So either they send up Clinks with level 1 in Skeleton Walk, and then they can scout the area and decide what they do based on that, or they just don't go. That was a pretty likely thing to happen, and Fnatic did it absolutely perfectly. Trixie was there. I think that was within half a second of a time frame that he actually had to get there, and he got in perfectly and got the cogs. And now Fnatic, because of that, they get 2 free kills. They didn't get invaded at all, so Empire would have been off a lot better, not even trying to go into the jungle, or they should have taken a different path, one where Clockwork cannot do that. So either you go in this way, or if you want to go for this one, you smoke in base, so you're there fast enough, because obviously the distance for the Dire compared to the Radiant is quite a bit shorter.
Yeah. Man, this is now a position for Empire where they never really want to be in. Like Clockwork as well as Tiny, with the first gold coming to them, they got such a huge advantage on these lanes. And you think like Trixie, like he's got stout shield and boots, so killing him off is really, really difficult. And Mag up on this top lane, like he's not going to be enjoying life. He died once, which means there's no extra money coming in. He can buy up some boots now, but he lost a lot of gold when he ended up dying then. And that's really not a great thing for him. And that means Excalibur, who should also flag the fact he's not playing Meepo, he's not playing SF, and now he's going to get a kill. There's a double damage rune on Fly going up against Mag. Enchant to slow him down. He's got to keep out of range of that anchor smash of his, but okay, DD's wearing off, so he's got to keep up with him anyway. But Mag's forced off the top lane. So it looks like everything still works out for Fnatic on that lane.
He's just going to do a quick wraparound and go back in the lane. But yeah, there's not too much for him to gain there. Excalibur is going to get the lane back here with his Lone Druid and just hold it here where it is. Did you see that stat Nahas brought up before? Io is 2440 in 681. He's got like a win rate of like 30% or something like that, or 33.
Really
It's
crap.
abysmal win rate. Fnatic are 3-3 with the hero, together with Tiny.
He is one of these heroes though, like, it's a big double edge. Because you're like, hey, Whisper's a really great hero, and then all of a sudden he's just getting picked off in every single fight, or like relocates can go really, really wrong as well.
It's just the way that teams are drafting these days, I think, makes Io a lot worse. This heavy teamfight orientation
Trixie.
that's really good at dealing with
Concussive
it.
shot, they're trying to have a crankier advance score. The Whisperers will go into him, but Trixie, he needs some extra movement speed, and that's why No-Tail, well, he's trying to get close enough. The Cogs are pushing back. They need to hold him in. But there's no battery
It's
assault
for
from
June
Trixie.
only. Okay, it's for June. It's not the version. It's actually the month. But yeah,
That's still 25 days worth to play.
An awful win rate for the hero, though. It used to have one of the highest win rates in competitive Dota earlier in the year. Now it's pretty weak. Well, we'll see if Fnatic can get to a positive score with IO Tiny in this game. They're going to have to do it to stay in the series, so kind of a lot of pressure on them. And in the mid lane, Resolution's actually holding his own. He's not getting too much farm, though, but neither is Hani. He's actually missing a lot of last hits in this mid lane because of Resolution's play. And meanwhile, Enigma and Klinks are getting pretty much free farm.
What I actually
Silent
find
picking up
most
his first quarter staff.
What I
That's
find
funny
most
to see.
amusing is like actually watching Resolution. Like, just watch this mid lane. The second he can connect, like hitting into No-Tail, he goes for it. Like, he's searching for as much damage on this Wisp to make sure the No-Tail just can't be over aggressive. Like, and he knows too that Wisp is looking for every single rune he can possibly get his hands on. Unfortunately for him, like, he's getting denied up a little bit of it. But Resolution knows, like, he's played this mid matchup a lot. He's very similar in the way he plays to Dandy. It's just so much control, so much survivability, and you know what you can get away with, so you can just force the issue a little bit by little bit.
Yeah, he did very well with TA against this lane, and right now he's doing very well with Wind Ranger against the lane. And he's going to get a gank as well from Enigma. This is going to be a very easy kill for them if he hits the power shot, which he doesn't.
Misses the power shot. Big Daddy will come in as well, but there's a better thing. It's a rotation from Trixie. He's going to cog on the higher ground, and look at the toss already in. That's a really great follow-up. The Avalanche able to connect with the toss damage, and both Wind Ranger and Enigma are punished for missing on that power shot. Without it, I don't think Trixie would have gone for that same dive that he did.
Yeah, and it's still a hard power shot to land because level 1 Malefice is awful. It's quarter-second stuns.
Yeah.
So you pretty much have to hit it like if the target wasn't stunned. That's almost where it is. I'm just surprised that Always Wanna Fly skilled Midnight Pulse. I'm not sure why he doesn't have 2 points in the Malefice early on, because that would have probably secured them that kill, actually, and the game would have looked very differently right now. Instead of dying 2, they would have killed 1.
The only thing I would have flagged it for is when he does this. Like, it's the ability to basically double stack. Is what I would have put it down to.
He jungles a bit faster.
Mag's in trouble. Mag's in trouble. Fly. He got back in front of him as well. And now we'll enchant. He's looking for this bear. I've seen him attack 5 different times and still couldn't get an entangle. Life just seems to be very, very difficult for Excalibur. But Mag gets himself away.
I'm surprised he has his face boots on the hero and not the bear.
Wait, what?
So that's what... I think maybe if they do that, they get that kill. Because then the bear gets 1 or 2 extra hits and maybe he dies.
Yeah,
but
because the bear was right behind him, but he couldn't get in close enough for a secondary attack. Like, after they went underneath the tower.
You generally see lone druids getting face boots on the bear immediately and just harassing the hell out of the opponent with it, but he's playing it a different way. He also hasn't got an Orb of Venom, so Excalibur is playing this very differently. I wonder if he wants the face boots on the hero because it's more effective damage since he has more attack speed than the bear. But as far as kill potential goes, I would say it's definitely better to have it on the Spirit Bear.
Yeah. And kill potential is what he's looking for anyway.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
He wants to zone out Mag. Maybe he's just worried
good
that...
entangle.
Yeah, but the damage is still going to be like... He gets him down to half-life, but he needs more help when he gets those entangles.
Funny, when he uses Anchor Smash, the level 3 bear has less damage than the level 1 bear. It's a really great hero to have against Lone Druid, actually, Tidehunter. Lone Druid doesn't have anything to kill Tide with, apart from the Entangle effect,
Middle
the
lane.
damage of the bears.
They're going on Resolution. The Wisp Balls are still out. Resolution's still got enough speed here. Hani, whoa, 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 whoa. He's going in very deep there. Now Vanscore comes in, seals him up, power shots as well. But Hani's back up to safety. And again, healed up by the bottle charges of No-Tail. I really cannot call him Big Daddy. Sorry. It just makes it feel perverted.
Do you want to know how big of a deal Enigma is in this game?
I would like to know how much of it...
Fnatic are ahead 4-0, and the experience in gold is nil at 7 minutes in. That's Enigma farming the jungle, and Klink's farming a bit more than the
They're gonna
Lone
kill.
Druid.
Middle lane. Korea's here as well. It's gonna be sent back. Resolution knows he's dead. The Tiny tosses the Wisp in to get the kill. And Enigma, it has to back himself up. There's a lot of convergence here to do some damage and maybe keep him off this tier 1 tower, but then again, Enchantress has an undead army. And on top lane too, Excalibur's taking the tier 1 tower up here. Tidehunter's trying to force him back again.
Yeah, of course the offlane, that's the other thing about the experience at least. Tide's level 6, whereas Clock is level 5.5. So there's a bit of an advantage going in the offlane for Empire as well, but this is why Clockwork is such a good offlaner on the Dire. It's because this Trixie offlane compared to the previous games, he got way more.
Excalibur's dead.
Yep.
One more Anchor Smash in a moment. Actually, not even a wait for that one. That was a level 1 orb that brought down the Lone Druid. And finally, Empire get themselves on the board.
And that's a big kill as well, because while this is happening, Silent is getting free farm, and the trade-off is Lone Druid for Klinks. And I think Klinks will be way more impactful when we reach the 12 to 13 minute mark. That's when Silent will have his Orchid, together with Boots, maybe Treads. And the Lone Druid will not have an impact on the game yet at that point. So Empire will effectively be playing like 4.5 versus 5 there. And they just need to make the most of it at that point. Both Klinks and Enigma will be very powerful once Enigma gets the mech. I think there's going to be like a time span of 5 minutes when Empire is simply just stronger. And they're so good at using that I'm expecting them to take the lead a little bit later.
Trixie's waiting on the Invis room. Vanscore's going to see him. Just throws out the first orb. It's allowing No-Tail to pick it up, but with also the power shot connecting over on Trixie. They're being very cautious about moving out. And Trixie's got no mana. Like, he's going Blade Mail first item, praying that might be enough to just deter Empire from fighting. But he needs to also have mana to go with this, and the Robe Magi will help out with that. Are they looking to bottom lane? Okay, so here's your mana. It comes in from No-Tail. But there's 3 heroes pushing the bottom lane with Searing Arrows. They have to use Fortification. There's no other way to hold this tower. But Street's going to go for denial. Hook walk. Actually hooks in. He goes on Silent, but Silent with the tower going down. The Black Hole's going to go. Actually grabs Hani, who TP'd in here. Vanscore, he'll be wishing for an ult at the moment. He gets tossed in. It's a double kill for Hani. And the dust is over on Silent. 2 fist bumps, and Hani, it's a triple kill for him.
Oh, that power shot. Almost clipped Trixie there, but didn't get him. And Fnatic, they're going to be happy with that.
Look.
Sure, they lost their tower, but getting 3 kills there, that was a great decision from Trixie to hook in there. I can't believe he actually survived at the end of that as well. He just committed into them, but they let him live. They focused on other heroes. They got the IO with the Klinks at the back end of play. And as a result of that, Trixie's now looking really strong. He's got a Blade Mail at 9.5.
Yeah.
He's got 6 assists as well. He's been all over the place this game.
And Hani's
really
also,
solid Clockwork so far.
Hani has a point booster as well as drums, as well as treads. 9 minutes 30 into this game as a Tiny.
And they're 1,000 gold ahead.
Yep. But at the same time, at that 1,000 gold advantage, oh no, it's actually leveled because it's still only 1 tier 1 for 1 tier 1. And now on top lane, Excalibur, he actually bought boots over on his bear, but he's also got 1,400 gold. I'm wondering if he's considering...
Always want to die.
Stomped by the miniature centaur.
And they're gonna steal his jungle as well. Oh, that's gotta suck.
Too easy, man. It really does just look too easy. And then, like, another rune in for No-Tail. He picks up an illusion rune now. At least Silent's gonna have an opportunity. He can't kill off Excalibur.
Yeah, Tiny's 7-0 right now, 10 minutes in, which is absolutely insane, of course. And what it's going to come down to now is whether Fnatic can keep the pressure on. I think if they just go back to farming, we might see Empire starting to pick them off with the Clockwork. I'm surprised Silent chose Treads here. I thought he was going to go for the Boots Orchid that he usually does and just start having a bigger impact around the map, but going back for Treads is going to delay his Orchid by a few minutes, and that could make a could make a very big difference here in giving Fnatic game 4, perhaps.
I think he's more worried about the gank coming in from the relocate and Clockwork hookshot in. He just wants to make sure he can survive and actually get to the Orchid at this point.
I don't think that extra 8 strength is
not going to be
what
enough
makes
to
or breaks
justify
it. I mean, sure, it's great. It's definitely something, and will keep him alive a little bit longer, but in comparison to the utility he gets from an Orchid, to me, that would be a no-brainer. So I'm wondering what the reasoning is here. Maybe he just had the exact gold for treads, and he was like, fuck it, I want something right now, but he's not really using it. He's farming a bit, which he could have done without it. And he would have almost had the Orchid now, actually, if he didn't get treads. He would have been only a little bit off. The recipe, 500 gold, I think. Well, we'll see if it's going to net him a kill on Excalibur. They're rotating 2 heroes up. This is easily going to be a kill if Excalibur doesn't move right now.
They have Blink Ravage. He ain't going anywhere but down. But they have to turn this into more damage and more kills. But in the meantime, the Lost Skywrath made to the bottom lane. The Wisp took that kill in combination with Harney, and we got a relocate coming in. It's middle lane. They're coming in for Enigma. Malivus under fly. They're tossing around the little conversions. He doesn't have Black Hole. He didn't even want to use it then. 4 heroes ended up being in that position. So 2 heroes for the price of 1.
I don't think that was the right relocate. That's going to cost them a tower. They could have relocated on Silent. Maybe they wouldn't have killed him, but they would have defended the tower, and I think that would have been a better decision here. Now Silent just got a lot of gold. It was Mag who got the kill on the Lone Druid, but Silent's still getting some good assist gold. He got the last hit on the tower, and that's going to be his Orchid. And
right now, though, I would
point
out a different thing, which is the fact that Enigma couldn't complete the mech because of that kill. And
that's true.
That may be enough just to like swing it that way.
But that's in 150 gold, though. He goes and takes this camp, and then he has it, so...
Yeah, that's true.
Not
Clutch
really
up the
the
straws
biggest
here.
appeals. But yeah, it's a really even game. It's surprising for me, even knowing how good Enigma is in the jungle.
Trixie.
Enchantress is
Oh,
tied
nice
experience.
hook. Triggers off the dust. He saw Silent go invis and then just had a guesstimation. And that's 39 seconds on the sideline for Silent. And also, well, a godlike streak.
Was it that creep that scouted him?
No, it was Clockwork. It was just Clockwork that walked out.
Okay.
He was just walking by and
scouted him. That's gotta be.
But
Just look at it.
What?
Why would you ever take this? You must have misclicked it. This is like the most useless creep in the whole game.
Maybe
it even looks stupid. It looks like Woody Woodpecker. With ears and stuff. Well, whatever. It looks stupid. That's the. Yeah, that was obviously just a misclick from Fly. He would have wanted the tornado one, but...
I couldn't take my eyes off his face.
Oh, then check this one out. Maybe you can't take the eyes off that one's face either.
Which you mean that... No. See, that's just weird, man. That's just freaking weird. I don't understand why the eyes are like that. And you can't see between his nose. Always want to fly. Black Hole in the middle lane. He's got 4 heroes. He's not going to give it a shot. Those spirits would have actually killed him anyway. So, Wisp able to get the kill on the Enigma. He did finish the mech, however, so that's okay for him. And we're getting a Maelstrom build coming off here from the Lone Druid as they go in for Roshan now. Harney's got Aghanim Scepter up and running. We're 14 minutes in with an Aghanims, man. And they give him an Alpha Wolf as well. Everybody has damage.
Yeah, the question is right now is if Empire actually know how close they are. Because it's one thing that we can see the graphs and be like, okay, Empire definitely has a fighting chance. Do they feel that chance? They're 10 kills behind. They've lost 2 towers. They're now going to lose Roshan. Maybe they don't actually think they can fight even though they can. And then Fnatic is just going to keep dominating this game the way they have. If Empire don't start looking for kills and don't believe they can fight, I think the game is just going to be over. They don't have better late game either. Lone Druid and Tiny late game are going to be just running through Empire's lineup. So they need some value right now, and they're going to get it on Trixie here. Silent is going to Orchid him now with a stun.
Yeah.
Try to hook shot.
That's the death of Clockwork. Blade Mail's trying to stop the damage from coming his way, but he knew he was going to trigger out. Man, if I was Empire, and if I know Empire well enough, which I think I can say I do, Empire's going to be sitting there going, you know what? Start of the game, it was pretty crap. But we have Enigma, we have Tidehunter, we have Resolution in a lot of trouble. Actually goes the correct way. First hit, and he needed the Entangle. There's no Force Staff available, he doesn't have Windrun available. Turns for a Shackle, actually gets Harney as well as No-Tail, but wasn't going to stop him. Yeah, but I'd say with the Blink Dagger over on Tide, with the Enigma Black Hole, and with Silent already having an Orchid available and Skyrat, they know the potential for his damage. Empire will have confidence during the fights, but they're going to need the vision before they do it. Vision's going to be absolutely everything here. And now Blink, Ravage, Excalibur, well, there's your Skywrath Mage. Talk about that nukage potential. With the Malphus follow-up, they've got the kill already. At the same time, well, Lone Druid goes down, Clink's got nailed in the middle lane, and bottom lane Hani just keeps pushing out. So
yeah, they're going to go for another tower. I don't know. Empire used so much in killing this Lone Druid, and when he went for the Maelstrom build, I think they're focusing him too hard. You want to kill Lone Druid early on if he's going for Radiance, Midas into Radiance or something like that to delay that important item. He's going Maelstrom. Focus on the other heroes. Fnatic are doing way more with the rest of the team. When you look at it, Excalibur hasn't really done anything the whole game. He took the top tier 1 and that's it. But he's drawing so much attention with his hero right now that Fnatic gets to play the game in the other lanes.
Toss, throwing him up. Resolution, the balls need to hit. Where's the balls? No-Tail's right behind him, and he's got him. Impetus as well. That was really cocky from Resolution. He was moving up and down the stairwell with Power Shot, trying to drive the creep wave out, and he had to know the initiation potential there of Hani.
Man, he is one of the most farmed tinies I've ever seen.
Yep.
It's insane. 17-minute drum ags, 3,000 gold.
I'm wondering what
this is about the time when you usually have drum ags if you have a good game. He's 3,000 ahead of that benchmark. Look at the net worth. He's 3,200 gold ahead of a free farming Clinks, who, granted, died 4 times, but...
Ow, Fly! I thought the point boost the flew in might be able to help Mafia, but Trixie got the hook shot in. Centaur's too far away. Silent getting battery assaulted up, and they put Trigger the dust. They need an entangle. Entangle, 2 hits, and he cannot get one. And it's Excalibur.
He still doesn't have the face boots on the bear.
Yeah, that's...
Else it would have caught up there and maybe got an entangle. I don't understand why Excalibur insists on having these on the hero.
I'm wondering if it's just because it's inexperienced with the hero. Like, it might just come down to that. But if that was the case, then they should have just put Trixie on that bear. He's played a lot of Lone Druid in the past. Then it just means Excalibur has to play the clockwork on the off lane. Excalibur probably doesn't have a lot of experience in the off lane. That is the downside about like these new and upcoming talents. Like Admiral Bulldog, when he first came in, he only played Lone Druid, and you're like, oh wow. First time he played Naga Siren for Na'Vi, and he killed them off twice. His own teammates, he got killed twice. So sometimes you just got like that. Once the cherry pops, you need to also like work it in a little.
Yeah, he's looking okay farm-wise, though. That's not really the issue. He's got good CS for a 100-minute game, so the farm is not the problem here. And with the build he's gone for and the lane he's had, I don't think he's been performing poorly in this game. Just the face boots thing is a little weird, I think. But apart from that, he's done what he has to. He's got the farm, he's pushed the tower, he helped with Roshan, and he's been focused a lot as well. Let's not forget, Empire has put a lot of emphasis on killing that hero, using 2 Ravagers for that hero only.
Relocate right on top of him, and always on a fly. He could try for a black hole from low ground, but it was way too risky next to those cogs.
I actually think he should have. They had Tide coming in from the side with Ravage, and they had a Skywrath with ult. They could have maybe killed all of them, actually, but it looks like... See, this is what I was saying. Empire might be getting nervous.
They triggered drums. Toss, the shackle was perfect, but Fly... Man, look at that. This is the Impetus damage after the wind run's worn off. It's almost too easy for Fnatic to get these kills. It's going to get even easier once Fly finishes up that Aghanims of his.
It's really the mind game right now of Empire. First of all, Fnatic are playing a really, really great game, but Empire also are... It seems like they're playing a little bit against themselves. That fight right here on the stairs.
Yeah.
That is the fight you take. If you feel like you're in the game or you're feeling confident, you go for that black hole. You don't worry about the cogs and getting knocked back, because if you get knocked back, you don't cast the black hole in the first place. That can't happen. Then you get knocked back instead of casting the hole. And if he gets the hole off, maybe Silent dies, but if they get 2 or 3 kills for it, that's a good trade. But they're nervous, or they're hesitating, or don't believe in themselves at this point, and then Fnatic is just going to run them over in this game. If they don't take any initiative, the game is lost. That's the kind of lineup and the kind of lead Fnatic has right now that I feel like with every minute, even if kills don't happen, Fnatic are winning every single minute. So Empire need to make the kills happen, and they need to know this as well.
It's getting worse and worse. Like, Fnatic keep getting action runes as well. Like, we had an Invis rune, that's what set that up. And now Trixie grabs even like a double damage rune. He's pinging out, saying, yo, silence on the bottom lane. But all of Fnatic, they just move mid. I'm hearing the bear just getting a little bit riled up. And they battle against the tier 2 tower.
It's a winning battle for Fnatic.
Man, they got AC as well as Aegis the Immortal, 20 minutes in with an Aghanim Scepter on Hani.
This is ridiculous.
It's almost a 14,000 net worth, dude.
He's going to have a full inventory in 10 or 15 minutes, and then if Empire don't fight him before that, he's just going to solo them. Oh, Silent again. Is Trixie gonna go for it? I don't think he knows.
He hasn't seen him. He hasn't seen him. He came in Invis. That's why I was looking for the gem. But there's only dust over on the Wisp. But that's their only detection. He's only got one charge of that left as well.
And speaking of the Wisp, look at the inventory of No Tail. He's got Vlad's and Ghost Scepter, and he's been doing a lot of the supporting
Trixie.
as well. He's had such a good game.
Gosh, Shackle, just a mini stun for him. They ensure the kill, and now Riz relocate. That's a good
there
black
it
hole.
is.
With the Skywrath Mage Ultimate, the Anchor Smash to follow up. The Ravage is still available, and Harney's locked here. The Bearish finally gets a good entangle off. But it's getting body blocked up by the rest of them. They may as well just turn around and kill up the bear if they don't think they can kill anything else off. But nope, they blink Ravage, and they call up to Harney. This is a big kill to take. A godlike streak being ended by Resolution. Instantly buys almost an entire 4-staff with the remainder of his gold. 1,200 gold. They kill up 3 heroes, and now they can focus down the mid tower.
That was the
huge
best
fight.
possible play Always Wanna Fly could make. And Mac didn't want to use the Ravage for the Tiny if he didn't have to, because he could have Ravaged earlier. Tiny was in that black hole, but they thought they could get him without it. And then eventually he realizes, okay, this is not going to happen. So he blinks 4 staffs and then Ravages and secures the 3rd kill. And that's not just 3 kills. It's 2 towers as well by the looks of it. I don't think Fnatic want to fight without Tiny.
No.
He has got
But there's no
40%
Ravage
of their
though.
net worth.
There's no
Right.
Ravage though, and Tiny can TP in.
35.
So because of that, they may do it. And Trixie's already got the DD rune triggered. He's looking for an angle for a hook shot. But look how good Empire are.
Actually defend.
Already the Observer Ward is up. So they know when Fnatic are committing heroes, and they just back up. They just got themselves a great victory. Let them celebrate it. Let them get some items up and running. Always on a flying, almost got a BKB available as well, which means Clockwork's the only person that can screw around with him during the black hole.
Yeah, he has to play differently now, Trixie. That black hole is going to win. It's the game-winning ability for Empire. It won them a huge fight. They're going to need it again.
Yeah, and Silence got
Trixie
BKB.
has to wait for it.
Silence got BKB as well, which means Harney is now going to have to turn into the physical DPS that Fnatic require. Because what's Excalibur got in this bear? He's actually
getting Radiance now.
Wait, what?
This is unusual. It's still not the worst Radiance timing in the world, but it's not about the timing of the item itself, it's about the timing of Empire's items. It's getting it when the BKBs come in. This is when it gets weak. They're going to ignore the burn damage now on 2 heroes.
I would have said maybe like Basher would be a good option here, considering a lot of BKBs are arriving for Empire. Like having either Basher or Entangle, getting a chance for at least one of those would be great for him, but because he put the Relic first, yeah, and the Radiance, yeah, it's a full,
He's going to be farming a lot faster because of this, and they're going to be able to split push. So if that's the reasoning, then I like it. Because if Fnatic don't want to man fight and just want to push the lanes, he can split push with the bear.
The problem I have, though, is it's full damage dealing arms on the bear and no protection, which means when the damage dealing arms arrive on Silent with Searing Arrows combination, he's going to just destroy that bear.
I don't think he wants to go on the bear anyway.
But
He really has to go on Hani. It's a no-brainer. If they don't kill Hani, he kills their entire team.
That's true.
That's not even an exaggeration. He really will kill all 5.
If you can get a pick off on the bear at the start of it, you can just remove the Radiance from the entire fight. You can remove the Maelstrom from the entire fight. If you can just get like that early pick off and put the bear back on a cooldown, Excalibur's going to be so much more defensive on that bear.
But they're going to have to kill it twice, which... The only way they kill it is Silent. Strafing for it and bringing it down. That's a 30-second cooldown. They can't use that for that. Then they're going to lose the following fight. His strafe is
unless they
a
get like a
crucial
good
part
shackle.
of their victory.
Because we can't underestimate the power of like Resolution with Maelstrom. And I know he kind of really likes this too, because it's focus fire with it. Yeah, Silence looking in the
Big
Wisp.
Daddy.
Boom. Orchid it. Skywrath Mage
Oh,
ultimate
good juke.
committed. He Ghost Scepters.
Movement.
But there's Norb coming in. They need one more attack and they got him. Avalanche toss. Look at Silent. He just tanked that entire thing. What happened to him then?
Yeah, the way Death Pact works is, let's say you have 1100 hit points before you use Death Pact, and then you go to 2000, just as an example, right?
Uh-huh.
Then if you're down to 1100 HP when Death Pact ends, then you have full HP. It's basically a layer that gets added on top, and when it ends, you go back to normal.
Okay.
So it looked like he took no damage, but that's because he took the damage that his ultimate had given him in health. So it's actually really good, because most other transformations of that sort consider you percentage-based, but Death Pact is a flat value. It makes it very powerful. It would be so much worse if it was percentage, actually.
Yeah, it made it look like if you get the Death Pact timing right, you can evade attacks. I'm like, wait, what? That would be that would be OP.
That would be really unlikely to happen ever. But hey guys, I just dodged Avalanche Toss with Death Pact.
It'll be impossible to predict though. Man, Resolution's coming up, and, well, okay, they find themselves a Dark Troll Summon. I don't think Resolution meant to do that, but already Anchor Smash. He's going to wait for the Shackle timing in Resolution, and he can get it perfectly in Excalibur. The Excalibur will die now and fly, orc it up. He needs to get it closer. Trixie, a two-man cog coming up. They're going to force up themselves around in this one. He's still looking for the kill on Fly, but Fly getting gushed up, relocates on the way in. Okay, just a Ravage from Mag. Everyone stay in for an extended duration. Long-term timing here with the Black Cog coming up from Always Wanna Fly. Trixie, Cog push, Always Wanna Fly back again. Harney looking for an extra hit here. He can't get close up to anyone. Trixie, somehow the Blade Mail back off cooldown again during this one. The Resolution's giving himself some space. Enchantress sniped out by Silent. And I think Empire have again taken another fight. Man, you asked for a close game. I thought at the start of this game, okay, we're not going to get that. But now, with the way Empire are taking these engagements, they really have worked themselves back into this game.
They are doing the one thing they have to do and the one thing that has to work, and it's working. So even though they were at a huge deficit, they still managed to take good fights. And again, Always Wanna Fly is on the money with the Black Hole. It's what matters.
Yep.
Fnatic end up losing the IO who buys back. Hani only doesn't die because he has the Aegis. And that means if this kind of fight happens again, it's going to be a huge loss for Fnatic. That one was only a big one. Next time it's going to be deciding for Empire to be completely back into the game. They're still trailing, but they're making some really good decisions right now.
Look at Harney's build here, man. He's not going in for damage. He's actually building in for a heart. Which, after this tower goes down, if he gets the last hit he's got, and somehow that Shackle didn't latch a hero. But Harney will take it out.
Tower has fallen.
Clockwork. Hey,
Shot?
Where? What? Why?
I think he was trying for a ban score.
They would have had to relocate to have a follow-up to that, however.
He can solo him.
Solo Vanscore? Man,
Yeah.
If Vanscore gets his ulti off or steal on the Clockwork after Hookshot comes
Blade
in.
mails and then he kills himself.
Ah, good point.
So the only way Vanscore has a chance of surviving is if he does nothing. If he just stands there.
What's he meant to do during
Oh, wait.
team fights? Then it's like, I gotta look for the Wisp and the Enchantress.
The best thing Vanscore can do out of all right now is to ulti IO when he's stunned. That's exactly what he needs to do, because he will go Scepter Silent, and then the ultimate's going to kill him over half a second.
Banana's coming for high ground, man. There's no Ravage, 24 seconds on cooldown. They're still full of Mag. What are you doing, man? Mag? Oh, okay. He's busy watching Enchantress getting picked off because Clink sniped him out from behind. Clockwork and a hook shot misses on Silent. And look where Vanscore is. He got dusted up during that too. He came in for the concussive shot.
Man, this is such a classic Silent Clinks play. Like, the entire enemy team bar one hero is here. He's like, I wonder if Enchantress is here.
Yo, Mag! What are you doing, son? Trixie, hookshot's gonna come out, and he just 4-stars out of the cogs. They've actually got, like, double 4-star. That wasn't Mag who did it then. That was Silence 4-star you being used. And now Vanscore,
no.
whoa. If he gets entangled, he's dead. And hey! Entangled, which means death. Throws out the ultimate, and they relocate in for him, but at the same time, into middle lane, Trixie, 130 life points. Mag, something, Ravage!
Oh, whoa.
Committal is high.
That could cost them dearly, that choice right there. I think that was not worth it.
See, I'm going to be devil's advocate here, man. I'm devil's advocate, and remember what I said when we started this off with Tidehunter as well as Enigma. As long as one big ulti is up, you are still going to be cautious about going in. And Black Hole's up for cooldown in 6 seconds' time.
It's true, but still.
Shackle.
Oh.
Silent. There's Mag coming in. Gusher ready. They're going for Harney. No tail. He can't get out. It's because they orchid him up. So there's no extra bonus. But now Silent. BKB. The impetus damage is going to be really... Oh, okay. It's okay. Harney keeps following him in. And now Shackle. Just a mini stun. Buying some space for Sun. He moves into the tree line, but he's still dusted up. The spirits connect. 4-star him further away, so the Avalanche or Toss both cannot be used.
That was really close to going wrong for them. I don't know if Silent would have had buyback. I think he would, but he would have had to use all his gold. Now, Fnatic, like you said, they're going to be really confident now because Ravage is on cooldown. But they need to not cluster up for this Black Hole then. They're going to let Hani go in the front lines. Look at that!
And another Shackle.
Oh my god, the Midnight Pulse is
It's so ridiculous. And Hani's almost dying from that! The orb's coming out. Mag's like, sweet, I should have been here at the start. The range...
Always Wanna Fly should have really dared to go for that. But then again, then they relocate him out, I guess. So they can't just Black Hole Hani alone.
Man, look at Mag's items. He's already got Perseverance and Oblivion stuff. He's recipe away from having his double Ravage.
Ooh,
Are they waiting for it? Good sentry.
No, Trixie! Well, they wanted to disengage there. They might have been able to engage on this hill.
I think it's because the power shot revealed Trixie anyway. He's like, oh, I may as well just throw this up. Like the chance of Trixie hanging around there when he didn't have support was really low, so I don't think Silent would have gone for it anyway. Unless, unless fucking Wall like played into it, that could have been it when he walked up the hill.
Oh, is Silent gonna buy this Demon Edge? He's all in.
Dire's
You
top
bet
tower
you know.
is
Doesn't
under
care.
attack.
This is where most players will hold on until they have the full Daedalus, and then they will make the all-in. Because the Demon Edge, yes, it's 46 damage, but
Dire's
you know, that
top
is a
tower
big
is
deal,
under
but
attack.
the rebuy can be a much bigger deal. Generally, you would say the Daedalus, okay, now we're reaching the point when it's really worth it.
Lone Druid's almost got a basher. It's a really weird way to build this Spirit Bear. Because normally, like, you go, like, Radiance into Assault Cure Us.
They've got two Vlads.
So you have your burning... Wait, what? One's on the Cur... Wait, why? They got one on No-Tail and they got one... Okay, that's another kill on top lane, Clockwork. They
got one on No-Tail and one on the
Dire's
Bear.
top
Yeah,
tower
that's-
is under attack.
That's
Radiant's
so
bottom
odd.
tower is
Yeah.
under attack.
I suppose it's rare they're together.
Dire's top
I think it's
tower
just a mistake.
fallen.
This is something you almost
Jump
never
out.
do.
Fly.
They get a little bit more split push out of it because he can push faster with his Bear without Fly being there, but in a team fight it's like 0 value for 2,000 gold. And there's definitely better choices.
I'm trying to watch Mag's money really, really closely.
Yeah, you're right.
I want to know when that refresher is up.
350. 350. He's
Man.
only 350 away.
Silence also, after he farms up this middle lane creep wave, as if he doesn't wait for Excalibur, which now he does. Choice is to wait for Vanskull, but Vanskull was too far away.
He had to. He can't solo him there.
Yeah, but he now bought a Daedalus, so the full Daedalus is purchased by Silent. I love the confidence from Silent. Oh.
Well,
Chat,
after he bought the Demon Edge, he definitely has to.
chat trivia time before we miss it this time around.
Okay, Universe.
Name the only 3 players with 8 or more wins as Tidehunter in 6.81 Pro Dota 2 matches.
Universe, Mag. Has Mag played 8? Probably.
I want to throw Ice into the mix.
He could be the 3rd. But I'm 100% sure Universe has. He's 12-0 with it.
Incoming!
Oh, I think we're okay with that one. Like Mag, Universe, Nice, Ice.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there's another 3rd than Ice. I have a feeling it's not him, but... yeah. Maybe it's him. Could also be Xiao 8, but I don't think they play that hero that much, newbie.
Sean has fallen to the damage.
It really does rack the brain, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There's Refresher.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Xiao 8 just so we have another player, but I think we're both wrong on that one. I'm
Yeah.
100% on Universe. I think Mag sounds likely.
I'm wondering if there's anything from like Southeast Asia. Like, has
it could be.
Arrow been using Tide at all? Or
Not so much.
and then like how much is like? Do we dare say like Admiral Bulldog? We're kind of missing like the rest of the European team. Ice, Universe, Ohio.
Ohio. Universe is 8. Oh,
Oh,
it's
we're
in this
relocating.
version. Okay.
We're
He's
actually
12-0
heading
in
up
total.
and searching for Vanskull. Hookshot's going to go with the Avalanche and then just one swing from Tiny. And he is like a...
So it was SEA.
Where is this money coming from on Hani, dude? He's got 3.7k gold with with Aghanims, AC, drums, heart, and he's only 35 minutes into the game. He can buy a full Daedalus shortly.
Yeah. This is the
one-
time when Midnight Pulse is gonna win the game for Empire, or they're just gonna
Shackle,
lose.
Ravage already gone. They instantly pick up the Wisp and also bring Trixie out of the fight. But he's going to hook himself in up against Mag. Now, Mag's still got force off available, but look at Silent. Just BKBs and stands like a man. He gets, however, bashed up by the Bear. The Shackle will fly actually and trap the Hani with the Bear. Silent wants to turn back into this one, but Excalibur, he's right in this tail. Recalls the Bear down. 4-star number 1. That's coming out from Resolution. They don't have a secondary 4-star to push him out any further. So Silent does go down.
He has buyback in 10 seconds.
Hani can do a lot of
He's gonna
damage in
have to
10
use it, I
seconds,
think.
man. He's going to, like,
They have Glyph.
there was a
They're gonna
tower
hold the
there.
racks, I think. They'll Glyph and then they'll buy back.
Yep, there's the buyback. And now
Huh?
Mag, gosh, are they wanting Hani They can just pick up the bear right now with the Malivus
getting the
dance.
bear
Refresher
anyway.
orb. He's going to have to commit the Ravage right now, but they're tossing him back. Resolution. He's got Shackle of Babel, forced up into the Shackle position with the Skywrath Mage Ultimate. Then your Ravage into Fly. Harney's so low, but he still turns in. The Anchor Smash means he's got no damage whatsoever, but the Aegis Immortal brings him back to life again. Silent, entangled, forced up one, back Invis. Mech charge from the Enigma, trying to buy some space. Mag TPing out. He's got enough time to do so. Away to safety. Vanskor evades the avalanche from Harney. No mana for anything to throw out, however. And the Midnight Pulse is not making this any easier. Somehow the Shackle didn't lash to the dire creep wave either. And Harney comes in. He's got Trixie inside the base. Tried to hook shot. Missed on Silent. It was No Tail that brought him there. And now they swing through the racks. So this is the whole thing from Fnatic. We cannot deny how much damage Harney can deal to buildings. They also put the cheats on him after he dropped the Aegis the Immortal, so he's got even more to fight with here. And always want to fly. He's actually, he's still got Black Hole, but he got the attack, so his Blink Dagger's on cooldown. Harney's waiting. Mag is in there. Resolution power shotting. He can catch a couple of heroes out with this if he wants to. But he's still be so careful about Trixie. When that Aghanim Scepter ultimate is still up and running, it's such a low cooldown, it's so difficult to cast these Black Holes from Fly.
Yeah, now Hani with 7,000 gold. He's probably going to get the Daedalus you were talking about and just go crazy. And the only way I see Empire really killing this hero off is to stun him inside Midnight Pulse. It's a huge part of their DPS right now, and Silent... Excalibur is doing exactly what he needs to do with the bear. He just keeps going on Silent all the time.
It's
Get the
Butterfly.
root and lock him down.
It's Butterfly from
Tiny.
Harney.
It's a good choice as well. This upgrades his EHP by a lot against this physical damage output
They
of Clinks.
smoked. They smoked. They're coming in. If they Black Hole and Harney right now, they could do it, but Harney... Wait! Life point's gone. Trixie's also pretty deep inside here now. Resolution's gonna be careful while this Blade Mail is up. Silent, the cogs are burning him back. He does have BKB, but he doesn't want to waste it for this, and they just lost Clockwork as well as Tiny so quickly.
I think Tiny can't believe it. I think he can't believe it.
He's like, man, I have Heart, I have AC, I have Craggly Exterior, I have an Aghanim Scepter and Cheese. How could I die? The damage output, though, is ridiculous. When Skywrath is capable of, like, sealing you up and just amplifying everything, I suppose, like, the Heart's also working against him because it's a level 4 Midnight Pulse. Could you imagine what happens when Always Wanna Fly gets an Aghanim's upgrade ultimate?
When Always Wanna Fly gets one?
Yeah.
It could be his next choice, actually.
Considering the high life points of both the Lone Druid as well as the Tiny, it's probably one of the rare times when I'd actually say it's worthwhile doing, as opposed to like going for something like Shiva's Guard or something along these lines.
I still think a Hex is the stable pickup at this point, but he could consider an Ags just for the reason that they need to kill 2 tanky heroes, so with that reasoning I really wouldn't be against it. It is a situational pickup on Enigma, but it's insane in late game. I still, maybe Refresher.
Speaking of Hex, man, look at what Resolution's buying. He's not going in for the Hex, because I thought he would get the Hex so you can go in for something bigger for the Enigma. But Resolution's going Aghanims.
Yeah, he's gonna hit really hard.
Either that or he's considering Bloodstone.
No, it's definitely
Shackle.
Oh, Shackle.
Oh, what? That's meant to prioritize heroes, man. That's meant to prioritize heroes.
I think we're going to see Refresher on Enigma. We're going to see Ags on the Windranger. And don't underestimate Ags on Windranger. It makes the Maelstrom do full damage on the procs, and the ultimate cooldown goes down to 15 seconds, and the damage reduction is 0. He's going to hit really hard, actually.
Empire's going to force this. Empire's actually forcing the bottom lane.
If they kill Tiny, they win the game, probably. He doesn't have buyback.
Well, that's only if they keep Silent alive, because they won't have damage to breach through the base if they don't. And they got another problem right now, and that's mid lane. The creep wave's entered, so fortification keeps them out. Yeah, they got to come back. They got to come back. They want to finish the tower, and Fnatic's actually already expecting them to TP back. The pings are coming out from Windranger. Say, can somebody? Oh no! Harney and No-Tail. Yeah, they're TP back right now. Enigma, they need a kill on the Wisp. If they've done it, they've managed to actually isolate Harney as well. This could really be a bad timing for him. Harney is down. The orb from Skywrath Mage gets the kill. They lost a gem during that as well. So the gem is on the deck, the Tany's on the sidelines for 76 seconds, and no buyback is available for him.
Yeah, Empire have to get something out of this. The thing is, they don't necessarily know if Tiny has buyback.
Man, you're right.
Then they would force it. They have to try.
At the same time, though, they would have seen him ball butterfly, so they have to understand his goal would have to be very, very low after that point.
With how he's been getting gold in this game, it's almost unreal that he doesn't have buyback, to be honest.
Man, what is this coming out from Lone Druid? He's got 2 blades of attack. It's for the Crystallis. He's building and building.
He's got face boots on both hero and bear now.
All right, so
finally,
that's what the extra face boot was for. The extra blade of attack was for. But he's got a Daedalus build, which he's currently keeping on himself and not on the bear. Probably should transfer that one over. But he's got like he's halfway through 3 different items right now on this bear.
He still didn't give it to the bear.
Yeah, we got that one before Nas. It's a little bit weird.
I have no idea what Excalibur's thinking right now.
BT's always want to fly, and they're just going to bring down the bear. This is what I'm talking about, man. When you're going that much damage out in the bear, it's so easy to get a pick off like that. Because there's no survivability on the bear, which means you're always going to have it on cooldown. And how long did that take to bring down the bear? 2-3 seconds? I don't think it was even 3 seconds.
Bottom tower is under attack.
I actually think Empire are cruising, or they're not cruising, but the last amount of time in this game, they're still behind on gold, but they're really far ahead on experience. And I think when we're going into the late game, you know, I was saying that Lone Druid and Tiny are probably going to carry through. But then when you think about the fact that Empire have double refresher on Tide and Enigma has it in the moment, then they don't need more than 1 carry in Clinks and a Wind Ranger as a semi-carry. Yep. They're going to deal enough damage just with they're going to disable the enemy team for like 12 seconds.
This is the brutal combo. This is why like Tide or Enigma have to be banned out within the first 2.
Or Honey needs to get a BKB instead of drums.
True. Very, very true.
Because then he can actually tank the whole thing, probably. Or at least the first Black Hole.
The Black Hole will still hold him there, and the physical DPS coming out from the Wind Ranger is still going to be way too much. Especially if Resolution builds into something else like a Desolator here, or finishes up the Mjolnir, which you could also do. Could you imagine throwing Mag in there with Lightning Shield?
The Mjolnir, it's going to be silent killing Tiny when he's in BKB. And, oh, never mind, actually. Midnight Pulse goes through it. It's universal damage. It's one of the 4 abilities in the game that works like that. Midnight Pulse goes through BKB. So when you mouse over the ability, it says magical damage type, but universal is the special case, which actually goes through magic immunity. It's the same with March of the Machines.
Yeah, do we go back to our Tinker debate we had a long time ago?
Yeah, it's like March of the Machines. They actually deal damage through magic immunity. So Midnight Pulse is just a 7% universal damage that's going to be taken from the Tiny. You can't item build against it. Pipe is the only counter.
And you don't want to be building a pipe on a 6-slotted.
It's useless. Look, okay, so it deals 7% of Hani's health per second, which is about 200. So the pipe blocks 2 seconds of Midnight Pulse.
Actually, check out too what's going on here with Notel and Hani. I'm not so sure about this one just having the cheese on the Wisp. Because I understand like he's wanting to heal him up, but the Wisp is only going to like heal up 1/3 of the life points of Hani. If he's like almost like dead life.
Yeah.
It's the only way it would work. While he's carrying around a drum with 0 charges. I'm almost thinking that this should be passed over right now, unless Honey's thinking about putting something else in there. Now, Mag, he's jumping in and killing off poor little centaurs inside the Roche Pit. And they're looking for an opening here. Now, there's a lot of heroes from Empire here. In fact, their whole kit and caboodle are here. They are wanting to fight. And Fnatic are wanting to not fight at all. They want this Wisp and Tiny to be able to have the middle lane come in and they just backdoor the bottom racks. That's what Fnatic's looking for right now. Sure, let them have Roshan. As long as they can get a creep wave inside, they can relocate in and take the bottom racks. Actually, no, there's fortification. But in the time they have, they'll be able to get 1 swing into the range racks.
They're going to relocate for this fight. This is the game decider right here, I think.
The Bear's already on the front lines. Malivus done... Oh, man! Oh, man! Cruelty against animals. Yeah, they got the top tower. Fortification was also used here. This is open at bottom racks. If they can relocate now. In fact, that's exactly what they're doing, but they're coming in the black hole! Oh, he's on a fly! He got it! Refresher up! We're going round 2 for the black hole! Mag, he's gonna have another crack too! Another Abbott! It's teamfight control, but they haven't killed Hani! He's still not dead! They're trying to run away now. They lost Silent. The blink away from the tunnel will keep him alive for the moment. But Empire retreating out. They blew the whole shebang. And Fnatic just stood there and said, look at our muscles! We are men!
That was everything in that fight. I was actually two things. Klinks died really early. I think he got isolated by Enchantress and Lone Druid, just dealing significant damage over there. And then Skywrath was never there. He ported back to the base to defend. So they actually willingly took a 4-on-5 in the Roche pit against Fnatic, and they really got to pay for that. There's no buyback on Klinks. We have Aegis and Cheese now on Fnatic, and they're going to go for the GG here. I don't think Empire can hold this. They don't have their big ultimates. They don't have Silent.
Yep, they really have nothing, man. Like, the only thing we can look for is the buybacks to come out from them. But that's Wind Ranger and Tidehunter. And actually, well, they've got Excalibur's Bear, and he's on cooldown. 40 seconds with no Bear. They took the Ranger Axe out.
I don't think they can stop Hani. I think he's just going to go there and he's going to walk in and start hitting.
And if they can pick off heroes like Excalibur, again, the Shackle unable to latch, but the Skywrath Mage Ultimate, he'll use the cheese on Excalibur, and now they've brought back in Trixie. He misses the hookshot, but Hani, he's currently taking up the top racks. In fact, he's already completed the top racks. The cogs are down. They've got to get rid of this melee racks to get the Mega Creeps up and running, and they're losing Wisp, but he relocates out just in time. Malvaston, but in comes Hani. Avalanche into Banscore with the toss as well. He needs to swing once, looking for the cleave damage, and Banscore's trying to keep the distance. They seal up Hani, and he just focuses the racks. Clockwork hooks back in again. The Mega Creeps are up. It does look like dire straits. Skywrath dies, drops a gem outside the base. They don't have enough damage. Silence up and running, but he can't attack on Trixie. The BKB is available there, but he doesn't want to try and go through the Blade Mount just yet. Not when he's also got Hani to kill off. And that's Hani with an Aegis the Immortal on him too. So once he does it, it's already really rough. Resolution, again looking for the Shackles. Malivus stuns. Mag, still no Ravagers. These teamfight abilities are not up, but Hani, look at the damage coming out from Silent. Crackling, not helping him off. He's on 83 life points. Mag, he can't get close enough. Blink, Anchor Smash. Hani will toss him up. He needs one more hit. Maybe the Gush doesn't have it. Meanwhile, back in middle lane, Resolution, Fly. The Ghost that protects him. Silent Resolution trying to team up here. The Bear's there. They actually throw the Impetus up Silent. He's burning out to the Bear. He's almost gone 60, 25. He's out of range. He's back and healing up, always on a Fly. There's a relocate coming in. It's Fly and now No Tail teaming up together to find the extra damage. And Silent, he's still waiting his time out. He can't come back out to fight yet. Now, Ravage goes off on the bottom lane. Looks like Tana's actually managed to kill off the Wisp, but they're back in the middle lane. Excalibur sealed up. The attack from Resolution will kill him off. He's so low in life, in fact, he is dead. Hani beating down the tier 4 tower. Silent gonna pick him off as well. Trixie, 1-all for a Banscore, kills him off. Silent on the sidelines again. All of Fnatic are dead right now. And Empire up against Mega Creeps are holding the line.
Yeah. If Empire managed to come back from this, we've seen comebacks from Mega Creeps before, but this one is going to be a real special one against Lone Druid and a backdooring Tiny IO combination. If they do this, I think that's going to be the first time that ever happens, but you never know. It is possible, and well, the way they're going to have to do it is they need to wait for Fnatic to come to their base, then they're going to have to land the amazing combo,
dude,
and they're going to need to not lose
They can't even do the
first.
amazing combo anymore. Like, Enigma is the only savior in this game, because Tiny has 8.4k gold. He will buy a BKB right now. And that's a 10-second BKB 49 minutes in. What else is he going to buy, man?
It's Hani. He's going to buy Skadi.
No. See, yeah, I believe Hani sees logic, and we actually have a BKB. He needs the immunity. That's the primary thing. No Shackles. Black Hole's the only thing that can control him. And the Black Hole needs to happen, like the double Black Hole needs to happen before he gets the BKB off. So Skywrath can also do his thing. Yeah, it's Silent though, who I'm looking at as the primary damage dealer. Like Silent and Resolution. Resolution does a decent amount, but not great. But it's Silent who's the man who has to kill off the Tiny. If he goes down, then Empire successfully defend. If Hani is up, Empire lose the game. That simple.
It's not even that simple that they defend if they kill Hani, because at the same time there could be a Lone Druid hitting the Ancient with his Bear. And right now Fnatic are winning the game by doing nothing.
They're losing Fortress.
Yeah, they're winning the game right now.
Do they just wait for next Roshan? Okay, that's a long time to wait for Roshan.
No.
They're gonna have a crack.
No way.
Empire also have not a single player with buyback. Enigma is short by 180 gold, so he'll have that shortly. But everyone else, like Klinks needs another 700 gold, so they need to give Silent some space right now. Unfortunately, they're all Mega Creeps, so because they're Mega Creeps, he's not getting enough money from them all. But at least the Dark Pacting is a lot more useful for Silent. He doesn't have to run out of his base every single time to get a good creep. I
really think Resolution should sell his TP now and buy a Deso. It might be the most cost-effective item they can buy right now for this defense.
Yeah.
And Fnatic, all they need to do is they need to gather up. They need to gather up while not being in a cluster, and then they just need to A-click the Ancient. Just spread out, attack from multiple angles, and the game is over.
Yep, agreed. Then we go into 5th. The Fortress is like at half-life and regenerating. There is still fortification, however, available for Empire, so a simple relocate in with a Tiny wouldn't be enough.
There's the Daedalus for Excalibur. Still, okay, he's transferring his items to his hero now. He's like, my bear is dying. That's because it doesn't have armor.
But what's he gonna do? Switch to range form in the middle of these team fights? He'll die in like 4 hits from Silent.
It really isn't that much about... Yeah.
This is almost like Fnatic just trying to bait him to come out.
Guess Fnatic is just like, just call GG.
It's Footman Frenzy. You've lost all your outer towers. You're backed into a corner. For some reason, they're controlling them well and got all the items on their heroes from the mid. And you just got to make sure you hold the line. The hilarious thing is, though, what Fnatic has managed to do here is give time for both the refresher oldies to come off cooldown.
And for buybacks to be available.
Yep.
Silent is going to have his.
Resolution's going to have his in 2 minutes if they wait this out even longer.
They need to buy items, though. If they want to defend the base and if they want to win fights, they need more than this. They might need to start getting some lifesteal, too, on Silent.
I think all they really need is Resolution to land these 2 hero shackle shots. You notice during the last fight when they pushed in, I don't think I remember seeing a single double shackle on hero. Like it's not for the want of trying. Like, this guy's got a blink dagger and a 4-staff. Like, he's getting into positions for it. He's just not getting the generator to latch the hero properly. And every single time, it's like he latches the creep in front because the hero is always just a little bit further back. And they're gonna be careful with this bear Excalibur. This bear has got to be able to survive.
It's not that important anymore. He's got his items on his hero.
It's just getting rid of it to start it off. Okay, they're coming in through the top. They're coming in, Hani. He's beating in. They're gonna fortify. Fortify! The Fortress is so low. He's got only one option. He has to black hole Hani. Hani just walked his way around the Fortress to hit it. And that's how the GG comes out. Fnatic, they showed patience. And the Tiny Whisk combo prevailed after Empire had a decent lead.
Oh, look at the fantasy points on Fnatic. What? Weird.
I get no fantasy points from it.
Okay.
It doesn't flag for me.
Oh, you can't see it in the right side of the scoreboard?
No.
Alright, let me read them aloud for you. Fly, 3.6. Big Daddy, 3.2. Excalibur, 5.6. Trixie, 5.2. Hani, 23.3.
If you chose
he had more
Hani
fantasy
today,
points than his entire team combined. I have never seen that before.
if you chose Hani today in your fantasy league, go put a tweet out and laugh at your friends right now. You're having yourself a great day.
Really sick. I think this is the highest score I've seen as well. And what's amazing about this game from Fnatic is when you go back and look at it, the Lone Druid really didn't have much impact in this game. He got great farm, he had a couple of crucial roots on the Clinks, but compared to what we usually see out of Lone Druids, he was part of 7 kills in this game. The Enchantress did good work early on, but then Enchantress generally falls off a bit. He had great farm on Fly, but still in the fights, it was mainly the Tiny and Io who were doing a lot of work, as well as Trixie's Clockwork. So Fnatic still managed to win this game with a Lone Druid who didn't do too much, and an Enchantress who also didn't do too much in the mid-late game just because of the way the hero works, and they still managed to pull out ahead in this. That's just how strong Hani was in this game. It's unbelievable, actually.
Well,
so we're going game 5.
Yeah, we are, man. Yeah, we are. Full best of 5 for the grand final for the D2CL. Stay tuned! Short break. We'll be back.